Hello everybody, worldwide audience to the Frameless Forum, the section where amazing people share insights, information and inspiration. Next in line we have Tim Mittelstaedt. He's got a great first name because Tim fuses very, very elegantly to a company that's called Timmersive. And so I want to say hello to Tim. Tim Mersive.
Hi, Mickey.
Yes, you see me, you hear me, that is good. Welcome,
yeah, sure.
I'm fine. Welcome to the Frameless Forum on the last day of the FullDome Festival, the streaming festival. With your name and your company, Timmersive, that's one aspect. You also teach at Leipzig University, you teach FullDome, you teach immersive media. And the one subject that I'm really curious to hear more about from you is a project that's called VR Talking. Yes, VR Talking,
VR
you say
talking, right.
So maybe you just share whatever comes to your mind first. So from the cornucopia of your skills and ideas, VR Talking, Timmersive, Tim Mittelstaedt.
All right, yeah, well, thanks, Mickey. Yeah, well, my topic is more about VR actually than about domes or full dome. I'm more a VR and 360 guy. I came to VR actually in the 90s at a so-called conference, the CeBIT, when it actually took place, when that was a thing. But then it paused a little bit and rediscovered VR. I think it was 2015, no 14, when we've been to the Silicon Valley with the university. And I put on a DK2 from Oculus and even got the chance to be in a treadmill where you get seated and then you can move around in VR. And I was pretty hooked from VR. And at this time I was working at a pretty big movie company, TVN, in Hanover. And then I said we should start making VR, but actually as a movie company, we actually started with 360 movie productions. And in 2016, so 4 years ago, I left the company and founded Timmersive. The name was pretty obvious. I wanted to do something to produce immersion. And my name is Tim, so Timmersive was pretty obvious name for it. And from this day on, we produced mainly things for entertainment and edutainment. So entertainment is basically VR, games, advertorial stuff, etc. And edutainment is more, you know it, educational. So we do projects like Gastro VR. It's a VR teaching program for restaurants and hotels, etc., where you can train your staff with VR, with interactive 360 movies. So they put on their headset and are in the actual environment and have to use the voice actually to learn how the service works at this actually restaurant. Or virtual water. That's a game in virtual reality where you can learn about how much water you need for different products. Like you need, for 1 kilogram of meat, you need so much water how much you shower in a year actually. And you learn it by driving through a supermarket and putting some products in your cart. And then actually the supermarket floods with every product you put in there until you drown.
Yeah, that is true edutainment.
This is edutainment.
But it's funny, I mean, I just have to mention this because there seems to be a common thread. We've got so many people involved in VR and FullDome that have a certain affinity with water or that focus on water themes. So welcome to that club.
Yeah, I love the underwater FullDome movies actually from last year from the FullDome Festival. And VR Talking is actually in this category of edutainment. As you mentioned, I'm a lecturer at the University of Leipzig, at the ARD ZDF Medien Academy for Virtual Reality as well, and some other universities. And I'm doing my doctoral, what's it called again? I'm doing my doctor thesis at the University of Leipzig with the journalists. Actually, it's I'm working with master students from the journalism, and then the idea rose to combine live 360 movies with journalistic topics. So we wanted to create a talk show where you can actually be a part of, and not just a whole virtual thing with avatars, etc., but with a real live environment. You have to imagine it as a talk show, as you've seen a live talk show live, like the Red Sofa in Germany, or Riverboat at MDR in Eastern Germany, and so on and so on. But you're sitting right in the circle of the guests, the celebrities, and the personalities, and you can actually talk with them. What combines it with FullDome? We combined it with a FullDome concept. So we want to take place the VR talk show live in a dome. We want to start at Jena, actually.
Oh, I'm glad to hear this. I'm really glad to hear this, because, of course, the conversion from VR to dome and from dome to VR, that's kind of an eternal subject. And so VR Talking is a VR project, but you position it in a venue like the Jena Planetarium.
Right. We want to combine this, and you can imagine the show that it can. You can divide the show in two parts, actually. The show should be monothematic, so it's always about an environmental or political topic. And at the beginning, you have a 360 movie that is pre-rendered to get you into the topic, and it explains some basic knowledge about this topic. The people who are watching it live in VR see, of course, a 360 movie and can look around. And the people in the dome who are at the audience, the live audience, see it in the dome, of course. Mm-hmm. And then part two, the live talk segment starts, and the people in the dome, of course, see the talking guests in the middle of the dome. And people who are at home in their VR devices are sitting right in the middle of the circle. Not in the middle, actually. They are actually having a seat, and they are actually have the possibility to take place.
As an avatar or in their real shape?
Well, when you see it in 2D, there should be an avatar, actually. So we have normal 2D cameras recording this as well as a live production, and then you see an avatar sitting there, of course. But when you see it in your VR devices, you can see everyone, and you have a little button in front of you. And when you look at this button and press it, then you kind of raise your hand, and the host of the show can actually bring you into the talk show, and your microphone of your VR glasses open, and you can talk to the audience and to the guests as if you are part of this circle in this talk show. So
this is, let me just wrap up, because I think this is really exciting, and it shows that you really thought this through already in detail. The host in, say, it's the Jena Planetarium, will get a message from what appears to be an empty seat in the planetarium, but in fact it's occupied by a virtual visitor to the show who says, okay, I challenge this notion that you VIP scientists just put forward, and I want to question this, and I want to say this and that, and then the other person has to answer it. So it's basically a well-known format, the format of talk show. It has the interactivity, but the interactivity is not limited to the physical audience in the dome. It's extended to a virtual audience from all over the place. Great. Right. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, then we should start it.
Yes, okay. I think it's started now.
Yeah, we actually want to host a demo at the actual FullDome Festival this year, but unfortunately we can only talk about it. But I think in the next year we can do a live VR Talking talk show live from the dome.
Okay, so I think every good project starts with a strong sense of anticipation. So that's been communicated right now, and who knows when this can be done. And of course, the idea that streaming and the world of TV and 360 finds ways of kind of influencing each other, enriching each other, is something that also here at Salve TV is being discussed. So it's great that there is skills and energy behind this. Tim Mittelstaedt, I think I wish you all the best and success, and hope that our excited audience who's tasted the beauty of anticipation will be ready to taste the real thing, which will be a virtual thing, once the first VR talking session happens in the Jena Planetarium with eminent scientists or politicians or artists or whatever, or ordinary, eminent ordinary people in dialogue with virtual audiences all over the world.
You'll be the first to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, audiences, you'll be the first that I'll spill the beans to. So get ready to know that's happening. Thank you, Tim. I have to move on because we'll be talking to the Immerser board in our next show. And the Frameless Forum is exactly what the title suggests. It's a Frameless Forum collecting ideas, inspirations, and information in the wide, wide open world of 360-degree media. Thanks for your contribution, Tim. We see each other virtually.
Thanks for having me.
Really everywhere. Bye.
See you guys. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.